Right. It's just a quick introduction to some of the stuff you'll find in a laboratory when you're doing science. And probably the most important thing you'll find is something like that. And they're safety goggles. They're to protect your eyes when you are around dangerous chemicals. It could be you using them, or it could be your friends that are working just on the... But you should be wearing these if dangerous chemicals are being used in a laboratory. We'll move on to some of the simple tools. We have a glass beaker. These come in various sizes. The usual one you'd use would be about 250 centimeters cubed. This is 100 centimeters cubed or 100 mil, and they tend to be marked so that you can see roughly how much volume that you've got in each one. And secondly, I'll introduce you to a conical flask. You'll notice that that's different from the beaker in that the sides narrow as it comes up to the neck at the top. Both of those would be used for liquids and possibly with some solids inside. This is a stirring rod, and you'd use that for stirring chemicals. We have these, which are relatively clearly metal, and they're called spatulas. They're for transferring chemicals from the original container into a beaker or a test tube. And next on the list is a filter funnel, and a filter funnel would be used with filter paper. Okay, filter paper comes in a box like that normally, and to use it you will fold it once in half, then into quarters, and you separate out those quarters to make a cone, and you place that in the funnel. So really simple cone there. A measuring cylinder. This is made of plastic in our labs mostly, but what it contains is markings on the side to enable you to measure amounts of liquid. Amounts would be your volume, generally in centimeters cubed or milliliters. And a thermometer. You put the bulb end into the substance that you're measuring the temperature of. You read along the length. Test tubes. The small one we'd refer to as a test tube. The larger one we'd refer to as a boiling tube. Okay, and hopefully you can see that there's a in their diagrams. Okay, the smaller one, the narrower one, a test tube, the larger one, a boiling tube. And they're used for testing chemicals, which you place inside them and you do your various tests. When we're using those, we tend to use a test tube rack of some description, and to handle tubes, we'd use tongs. Okay, nice and easy to do. That keeps your fingers away from the chemicals, and also if the base of any of these tubes is hot, then you're not going to burn yourself. And we're moving on to a stop clock. When you're using one of these, know how to turn it off, how to turn it on again, how to reset it. So start, stop and reset, because when you're taking measurements you can waste an awful lot of time getting that wrong. And now the exciting one for most of you. This is your burner. It's got a collar on it, which you can turn to open or closed, and later. And you'd use it to heat your chemicals, either using a tripod and a gauze. Tripod, 3 legs, gauze on the top, and that enables you to put a beaker over the top of a Bunsen burner. Or alternatively, you would grab a tube with tongs and you would heat chemicals like that in a flame.